For every prank that wins the internet's heart, there's another that makes everyone furious. From Roman Atwood's joyful ball pit surprise to the DaddyOFive disaster that shocked YouTube.
You did! I swear to God, I didn't do that!
Today we're breaking down the most loved and most hated pranks ever uploaded, the ones that made us laugh, and the ones that went way too far. Roman Atwood's legendary ball pit prank sits firmly in the first category, a moment of pure joy when he transformed his entire house into a playground. No tears, no fear, just laughter echoing through a sea of color.
Are you guys ready?
Roman Atwood turned his home into a playground, literally. One morning, his partner walked into their house to find every inch of the living room filled with thousands of colorful plastic balls. The entire place had become a giant ball pit. His partner's reaction? Shock, laughter, and pure joy. No tears, no fear, just a family having the time of their lives. The video exploded online, earning millions of views and solidifying Atwood's spot as one of YouTube's most beloved pranksters. But what most people didn't know at the time was that this viral moment almost didn't happen. In a recent podcast, Roman revealed that the ball pit prank was originally made for Nissan's Super Bowl campaign.
And that was a wild one. That was a lot of people don't know that was for Nissan. I made that video for Nissan for the Super Bowl. What? And like 2 days before the video went up.
2 days before the upload, the brand demanded their logo appear in the video. Atwood refused, arguing that authenticity was what made YouTube magic work, not forced branding. He even gave up part of his payment to keep it clean. "You hired me. You have to trust me," he said, recalling heated calls with Nissan executives who later regretted not listening. Roman ended up fronting $40,000 of his own money to make the prank happen, and it paid off big time. The video became one of the most watched Super Bowl related ads ever made by an influencer and turned Atwood into a household name for feel-good, family-friendly pranks. Let's talk about one of the most hated YouTubers now. After Roman Atwood's joyful family prank that made millions smile, the next story shows what happens when a prank goes too far. The channel DaddyOFive, run by Mike and Heather Martin, became infamous for what they called family pranks, but to most viewers, it looked more like public humiliation. One of the most disturbing clips was the so-called booger prank. In it, the parents accuse one of their sons of having wiped a booger somewhere in the house. The child screams, cries, and pleads that he didn't do it, while the parents yell and record the entire meltdown for YouTube. The word booger itself just means snot, but the prank was anything but childish fun. It showed terrified kids trying to defend themselves against adults who were laughing at his pain. Then came an even more heartbreaking moment, a clip titled "Emma is scared of her biological mother." In the footage, their young daughter Emma cries uncontrollably while her parents talk about her mom in a way that clearly frightens her. Instead of protecting their daughter, they turned her fear into contempt. Viewers described it as psychological abuse disguised as entertainment. The outrage was overwhelming.
Didn't I tell you when they come, if they say they're taking you, I'm saying no way, you take me, my grandchildren.
Part of me really hates having to record all this, because then it's like you gotta tell the world all your dirt. Like, we gotta tell the world.
Eventually, authorities stepped in. 2 of the Martin children were removed from their custody, and YouTube permanently terminated the DaddyOFive channel. When clips like Emma's reappeared online, viewers said they were relieved the kids were finally safe. The DaddyOFive saga became a grim reminder that there's a line between comedy and cruelty, and once you cross it, no apology or edit button can undo the damage. Most YouTubers today chase views with shock value, scaring strangers, faking emergencies, or humiliating people for clicks. But there was a time when pranks were pure fun, creative, harmless, and genuinely funny, and no one captured that spirit better than Remy Gaillard, the French prank legend who turned the streets into his playground. Dressed up in different costumes, he amused people with his harmless acts. One of his most iconic moments was the kangaroo prank. Dressed head to toe in a kangaroo costume, Gaillard hopped through supermarkets, gas stations, and parks, acting like the animal had escaped from a zoo. He boxed with pedestrians, jumped over cars, and even stopped traffic, all while never crossing into cruelty. His humor was bold but lighthearted, designed to make people laugh, not cry. The brilliance of Remy's pranks was in their spontaneity. There was no emotional harm, no fake drama, just raw creativity, and public confusion turned into comedy gold. Viewers loved him because he didn't need to insult or scare anyone to get millions of views. In a platform full of over-the-top content, Gaillard reminded everyone that laughter doesn't have to hurt, and that the best pranks leave both the prankster and the target smiling. Let's move on to the prankster who took it too far. While Remy Gaillard made people laugh, DM pranks became infamous for making people run for their lives. Their most viral clips featured actors dressed as killer clowns and scaring people. In one particularly disturbing video, the clown stands over what looks like a freshly murdered body, blood splattered across the floor, holding a massive mallet. As soon as a passerby enters, he turns and charges. The reaction is pure terror. People scream, drop their belongings, and sprint away in panic. Sure, it's staged for laughs, but for those caught in the moment, it feels real, life-threatening even. That's the problem. When a prank leaves someone thinking they might actually die, it's no longer entertainment, it's psychological shock. DM pranks took fear to a disturbing level. Their viral killer clown videos showed fake murders, blood, and people getting sawed in half, all in front of real, unsuspecting victims. The clips were so graphic they've since been taken down, but not before traumatizing viewers and sparking lasting fear. It wasn't comedy anymore, it was psychological terror. Let's move to another great YouTuber who truly understands the boundaries between fun and fear, Magic of Rahat. Unlike channels that rely on shock, Rahat's pranks are built on wonder and laughter.
I'm gonna walk through the door and disappear. Here's how it works. We set up the door directly across from the bench. When the door opens, it's going to obscure their view, and this is going to give me the opportunity to quietly run across and hide behind the sledge. The door then will be closed by a remote control, giving it the illusion that I just vanished through this door.
One of his most clever setups was the invisible door prank. He placed a door in the middle of a park, perfectly aligned with a bench. He created an illusion of disappearing into another world, like the Anywhere door in Doraemon. People's reactions ranged from confusion to amazement, but never distress. It was a perfect example of illusion-based humor done right, funny, mysterious, and completely harmless. Another fan favorite was the mall jump prank. Rahat appeared to leap off a third-story balcony, horrifying shoppers below, but in reality, his team had swapped him with a dummy mid-fall. While people rushed to check the body, Rahat was already lying below, pretending to be injured. Instead of cruelty, the humor came from shock turned into relief when they realized no one was hurt. These pranks show why Rahat remains one of the most respected pranksters online. He makes people laugh, gasp, and smile without ever crossing the line. Let's move on to the last and perhaps most infamous prankster on our list. imjaystation, whose real name is Jason Ethier, became one of the most hated YouTubers not for scaring people, but for exploiting tragedy itself. During the height of YouTube's 3 AM challenge era, Jay built his channel around eerie, attention-grabbing videos, pretending to contact spirits or perform haunted rituals at 3 AM, but what started as clickbait quickly spiraled into something much darker. After the death of rapper Mac Miller, Jay uploaded a video titled Mac Miller's Spirit Box Challenge at 3 AM speaks about Ariana Grande. The backlash was immediate. People accused him of using a celebrity's death for views, and it wouldn't be the last time. In several of his 3 AM videos, imjaystation went beyond fake seances. He even summoned a dummy to make it look like a spirit had appeared. He'd dim the lights, play eerie sounds, and move a lifeless mannequin using strings or camera tricks. To his young audience, it looked terrifyingly real, blurring the line between harmless theater and outright deception. Jay later faked his own girlfriend's death, claiming she had died in a car accident and that her final wish was to get his second channel to 1 million subscribers. He even filmed a 3 AM Spirit Box video supposedly contacting her ghost. The stunt was so outrageous it made international news. When police discovered the entire thing was fabricated, Jay was arrested for faking her death and assault with a deadly weapon. In 2020, YouTube permanently demonetized his channel following the scandal. MJStation's downfall became a cautionary tale about how far some creators will go for clicks. His pranks didn't just cross a moral line, they erased it entirely, turning grief and deception into entertainment. At the end of the day, YouTube pranks are a wild ride, from ball pits to fake ghosts. Some made us laugh, others made us gasp. Just remember, pranks smart, not psycho.